Hiring a VA can help your business grow more quickly than being a one-woman show. In fact, according to a Stanford University study, hiring a virtual assistant can save you as much as 78% in operating costs and up to $11,000 a year in cost savings. What's up? This is Meliss, and welcome back to the channel. I'm here with the info you need to get the results you want, because today I'm about to share with you the things that you definitely need to know before hiring your first or next virtual assistant so you can save yourself time, money, and headache from the get-go. I've been running my online business for almost a decade at the time of this recording, and I've added several people to my team. My current team is over 20 people, and that means that I know when it's a good time to hire some extra help, and the best ways to do it, as well as things that you definitely want to watch out for, and I'm going to spill the beans all on that today. And when you stay until the end, I'm going to give you my Hiring a Virtual Assistant Planner, which will help you figure out what to outsource, how to come up with a repeatable system, how to budget for your next hire, and how to get good help so you can make a plan that will help your business grow. But first, if you're new here, I'm Meliss Jakubovic. I'm an online marketing strategist and business growth expert to coaches and healers. My whole channel is about marketing, online business, mindset, and manifestation. Hit that subscribe button and join the family so you can grow a profitable online business. Now, let's get into it. When it comes to hiring a virtual assistant, I find that most of my clients feel like it's a dream. One day, when I reach this certain milestone, when my business grows this size, then I'll hire my virtual assistant. I want to tell you a little story. I'm really into vision boarding. I love doing it every single year. I even host vision boarding parties sometimes, which is really nice, and teaching other people how to go through the vision boarding process. But I had a vision board when I was just starting in my business, and I put a virtual assistant on the vision board. I really wanted a virtual assistant. Well, that virtual assistant was on my vision board for probably 2 to 3 years. And that's when I hired my first virtual assistant, 3 years into my business. And honestly, I wish I did it sooner. Right after I hired that virtual assistant, within 3 months, I hired 4 more. It takes so much off your plate when you have a helper. When you're running a one-woman show, you can only expand so big. No wonder you're spending all of your time every day working. Maybe you're writing content, you're talking to clients, you're trying to find new clients, and you're overwhelmed. And you got into your own business to have that time freedom. So think back to why you started your business, and are you truly getting the time freedom that you want? Because as soon as you bring someone else in, they can take things off of your plate and create more time freedom for you, or create more time for you to do more money generating activities. So when to hire your next or first virtual assistant is way before you think you need to. And when you're feeling overwhelmed, that's a good opportunity to say, what is overwhelming me? Because if I bring someone else in to do these things, I will feel more relaxed. I won't have that overwhelmed feeling. I won't have that burnt out feeling. And I will be able to expand my business in a much easier way with the support that I need. Basically, getting a virtual assistant is like multiplying the hours that you have in your day. It's like cloning yourself, having a double of you so that you could be doing this thing and this thing and this thing and this thing. I'm a mom. So if you're a mom, you understand this, where you wish you can be doing lots of things at once, being in more than one place at a time, having more than 2 arms to grow out of your body. And that's basically what having a virtual assistant feels like. What I teach my clients is that you need to make a list of your strengths and your weaknesses. You can literally take out a piece of paper, draw a line down the middle, and write strengths on one side and weaknesses on the other side. And I really want you to spend time, set a timer, and think about what are all of your strengths when it comes to running your business, and what are all the weaknesses? So strengths are things that you absolutely love to do. You get excited about it, like coaching your clients, or maybe if you're a good writer, writing content. And weaknesses are things that you really don't like to do. Either you're not good at it, or they sit on your to-do list and you seem to cross everything else off the to-do list except those items which keep popping back on the to-do list. So you are avoiding those things because they either drain you, or you're not good at it, or you just do not like to do it. those go on the weakness list. So maybe you don't like having sales conversations. That might be one of your weaknesses. Now, some things on your weaknesses list are just things that you can get better with time and practice, and it's a skill set that you can grow. Other things on the weaknesses might be things that you absolutely dread, and believe it or not, there are people out there who love those tasks. So if there's things that you absolutely dread, you want to find somebody who can't wait to do those things, because you will get more business done and you will feel better in an energetic sense when you're doing things that actually make you happy. And those tasks in your business need to get done either way, either by you or someone else. So you want to feed your strengths and outsource your weaknesses. This is what I teach my clients all the time in my Marketing with Intention program. Feed your strengths, do more of them, and outsource your weaknesses. Get them off the plate, because it does you no good sitting on your to-do list, not getting done when it's a business thing that must take place. So this is how we figure out first, before we hire, what it is we might want to hire for. Your strengths and your weaknesses list. One thing you really need to understand is that virtual assistants are implementers. They aren't strategists. So as the CEO, you need to understand the strategy, you need to have a good strategy, and then you guide your virtual assistant in that strategy so that they implement the strategy that you have. Now, if you're not sure what strategy you need, you might be better suited for my Marketing with Intention program. In that program, I help you come up with all of your foundational marketing systems, and I create a custom strategy tailored to you. Once you have that, you can then outsource those proven strategies to your virtual assistant. If you're interested in that, I'll put more information down below in the description and link to my Marketing with Intention program there. Now, there are so many things that you can outsource in your business. The opportunity is endless, really. So before we go into some ideas that I have for you about what you can outsource in your business, I want to ask you a question. Would you like to receive my Hiring Your Virtual Assistant Planner for free? If so, comment down below right now the word planner, and we'll go through that in just a bit. So you can get a virtual assistant to help you with lead generation. This is finding leads into your business that you can then nurture and turn into clients. Any admin work is great for a virtual assistant. Onboarding, which means that once you sign a client, there might be a process or a system that you want them to go through to get them ready to start working with you, and a virtual assistant can take that on. Project management is a great one, especially if you have a lot of moving pieces in your business. A virtual assistant can take that on and keep you organized. Video editing or podcast editing. Now, this is something that you may start out with at first, and then it becomes too much for you, so you pass it off to someone else. Content writing or copywriting, these two things are separate. So content writing is where you're writing content, maybe social media posts, maybe blog posts, maybe it's freebies that you give out to people. And copywriting is the specific way to write from a marketing standpoint that really gets into the psychology of sales. So you would find this on your lead magnet pages, your sales funnels, and on your website. Sometimes this can be the same person, sometimes this could be a different person, but it's a great thing to outsource, especially if that's not your strength. Design is a great thing to outsource as well, because you might not be very artistically skilled, and that's okay. You still need to make artistically beautiful things that you put out into the world. So you may hire a designer to help you with graphic design in all the different areas in your business that you might need that. Email management is a great one because we get a lot of emails, and we also might send out a lot of emails. So if you're sending out a lot of emails from an email client like ActiveCampaign, which is the one I use, and if you want to learn more about that, I'll drop the description down below. It might be overwhelming for you to set it up. It might be overwhelming for you to keep up, especially if you're doing all the other things in your business. So delegating out your email management system is a great way to make sure that everybody is getting their emails, nobody's falling through the cracks, and they can even collect data on that. Which leads me to the next one, which is data collecting and reporting. I'm so into data because data tells a story, and analyzing what was working, what isn't, and what we can change is all based on the numbers that we have. So if you're not really sure what data you need to collect, or you're not good at it, or numbers drive you insane, then you definitely want to outsource someone who can keep track of the data and report to you so that you can then make the decision as the CEO without having to get into the nitty-gritty and actually collect the data yourself. Tech support is a great one. At Meliss Marketing, we have a whole tech department. Having someone who understands the tech is going to make it so much easier for you to run your online healing or coaching business, especially if tech drives you insane. If you get really stressed out with technology, you definitely want to outsource tech support. Social media engagement is a great thing to outsource because in order for your subscribers or your followers or your friends, depending on what platform you are, to really connect with you, you have to engage with them. And when your business grows, it might become more difficult and more challenging to reach out to everyone, especially if you're on more than one platform. So hiring someone to help with that is going to make sure that no one feels ignored, everyone feels really special and taken care of, and it's a great way to nurture your subscribers and your followers and your friends and help them really become connected and build that community. Payroll is another great thing to outsource, especially if you have a team, you've been hiring a team, and you can't keep up with paying them. So hiring someone to come in and just take care of the payroll, one less thing for you to handle, just another thing off your plate. Scheduling appointments or running social media can be very, very helpful, a great skill set. Now, you would outsource this because it's becoming too overwhelming, you don't have enough time, or you don't like it. But scheduling your appointments for your discovery calls is a great way to get more business in, and you can really outsource this so you can take the discovery calls where someone else is booking the appointments for you. Believe it or not, I've even hired people on my team to go through entire courses that I've purchased, implement everything that they've learned. That is their sole purpose of their position. And I've even hired people to read books that I really wanted to know the information of and take excellent notes and summarize it chapter by chapter to save me time. So you might find that those two things are very strange, but that's the beauty of outsourcing. You get to decide what's on your strength list and what's on your weakness list, what you need help on, what you need support with, and it's your business. So you get to do that all on your own. Whatever you wish you had an extra minute for or extra set of hands for, that's what you can outsource. Hey, before we continue, do me a favor and go ahead and tap that like button right now because it lets me know that you find value in my content and it makes a huge difference, and then I know to make more of these types of videos for you in the future. Many thanks, and I'm grateful for you. Okay, let's hop back in. So now I want to talk about how. How do you hire these people? So there are 4 main places where I go to find excellent virtual assistants. And the first is Facebook groups. Believe it or not, there is a huge power in Facebook groups. You can even find Facebook groups specifically for virtual assistants, where there are thousands of virtual assistants waiting for a position. So Facebook groups are one of my top ways to hiring people for my team. Upwork is another great place to go. Upwork is a website where you can sign in, you can post your job description, and you can find people who bid on that job description, and then you can go through the applications and the resumes and see what feels best. Fiverr works too, depending on what level you're looking for in the skill set, how many hours you want to give this person, and if you mind where they're located in the world. So I outsource to my team in various ways on Fiverr, and that's a great website where you can scroll through, you can put in search words and key terms that you're looking for the roles that you want to fill, and then you can see the price range that people are willing to work and the turnaround time for that work. And the last place is virtual assistant companies or agencies. And this is where you speak to one person, you tell them your needs, and they go out and find the perfect fit for you. So these are the 4 ways that I source my team, and all of them work really, really well. There's a specific process I use when it comes to hiring a virtual assistant so that I don't get overwhelmed and I find the best ones out there for the role that I want to fill. It's too much to cover in this video, so you can watch that here, and I'll link it down in the description so you can save time when it comes to hiring the best VA for you as well. Now, when it comes time to who you're actually going to hire, remember I have a video that goes into that a little bit deeper, and you can grab that in the description below. But when it comes to actually deciding, okay, who's going to be a good fit for me, I want you to think about time zones, countries, skill sets, what's going to fit best for you? Who are you going to work best with? Now, I have people in my team all over the world. This works really well for me. Also, I'm a night owl, so before I go to bed, it's very, very late at night, and that's when other people on my team are just waking up or just getting to work. So I can brief them on what tasks I need them to do, go to sleep while they're working in their daylight hours, and when I wake up in the morning, the task is done, and that works really well for me. Now, I do have people local to me as well, but those people are the ones that I need to speak with on a constant basis during my work hours. So you want to put that into consideration. What tasks do you need that have to be done during certain hours, and which tasks do you need that can happen while you sleep? Now, you want to keep in mind that different skill sets and different countries are going to have a different price range for your hire. So when you're coming up with your budget, you want to think about what is the budget that I'm willing to spend, and which country is that going to correlate to, or which skill set is that going to correlate to. The more specific a skill set is, the more it's going to cost you. So what you want to do is create a very good job description and talk about specifically what you need, and then see who responds. Now, 2 things that you're going to want to put out before you hire someone is, number 1, your training. So if you have to train someone on that skill set or on that strategy that you want them to implement, make sure you have that ready before you even put out the job description. Because very often you'll put out that job description and you will get a lot of bites on your offer really, really quickly. And they'll be ready to rock and roll. And you don't want to hire someone and say, oh, let me create the training. It might take longer than you think. Then they don't start till 2, 3, 4 weeks later. Then they might say, you know what, I need to fill my position. I'm going to work somewhere else. And you lose a really good candidate. So come up with the training of exactly what you want them to do before you put out the description. The second thing that you'll want to create before you drop the description somewhere is an application. So if you're going to blast out your job description on all the different ways that I mentioned, and then people say, okay, I'm ready, I want the job, you don't want to interview 100 people for the position. So have an application ready so that you can send the application back out to everyone who's interested, and then you can go through the scores or the assessment or whatever you need to do to pick out the best of the best. And you want to do that before you have your description put out there, because otherwise you'll get a lot of people who respond, and then again, you're bottlenecking the process because you're a busy business owner. Otherwise, you wouldn't be looking for help. So all these people respond. Let's say you get 100 inquiries and you don't have an assessment or an application ready, then you have to put 100 people on hold, then you have to go create it, then you have to send one back to each of them. They might already be gone. Half of them might not be interested anymore. So make sure you have that ready before you put your description out, so when they respond, you respond right back promptly. So now I want to talk about the pros and cons of the 4 places where I mentioned you can hire your first VA or your next VA. So the first one is Facebook groups, and the next one is Upwork. The pros of these are that they are free. So you don't have to spend money to put that application out there, which is really great because you might not want to spend money just to see what's out there, especially if it's your first hire. So Facebook groups is a great way. It's going to take a little more time or money. That's usually how it works. And same with Upwork. And then the con, or you could see this as a pro, is that you're going to get a lot of response. So you may be inundated with responses. Your Facebook Messenger might fill up, or the comments might be forever long, or you'll get lots of notifications inside of Upwork. So just decide if that's the route you want to go. Just understand the pros and cons on those. When it comes to hiring through a virtual assistant company or a virtual assistant agency, you will be paying a premium price for them to go find the virtual assistant. Think of it as a finder's fee. So you will have to put out money before any work is done. So that might be a con for you. The pro is that they're going to find high quality virtual assistants that they've already vetted. They already did the background check on their skill sets, and they understand that the person they are giving you is a trusted person and they really stand behind the quality and the value that this person is going to bring. So it's going to cut down on you having to sift through a lot of responses. But there is that finder's fee at the front end, and the virtual assistant itself, himself, may cost a little bit more than if you were to negotiate the price on your own, because the company or the agency may have a set rate no matter who you choose. Whereas if you're choosing your own people based on their skill set and their countries, then you could choose a different negotiation with each of them individually. Now, understand that some charge hourly and some charge a package rate. This is important to understand because sometimes there is a minimum hourly rate and there is a minimum amount of hours. Also, sometimes it could be project-based versus hourly. So just make sure you're very clear with your virtual assistant and you have come to an agreement together, and then make sure that there is an agreement or a contract that you sign so everyone understands what is going to happen, what the scope of work is, and how much everything is. You don't want to get into trouble with your virtual assistant. That probably won't happen if you've set up all the systems well and you've really hired the person that communicated well and felt really good to be part of your brand. But it does happen. And so when it happens, you want to make sure that you are prepared legally, emotionally, and financially. So make sure you do have a signed agreement that you each sign, and possibly a non-disclosure agreement as well, an NDA, because that's going to help you protect your business. Now, earlier in the video, I said I would share with you my hiring a virtual assistant planner, which will go deeper on everything we spoke about today so that you can see the steps that I follow when finding and hiring a good quality virtual assistant. When you do this right, you can be making $10,000 every month by only working 4 days a week.
So all you need to do is click on the link below and it'll take you to this site. You'll type in your name and your email address and you'll click, yes, send me my free planner now. And then you'll receive my hiring a virtual assistant planner directly in your email box.
So just to recap, hiring a VA could save you a lot of time, energy, and money, and should be done sooner than you think. Be very clear about the job description so that you're hiring someone who actually has the skill sets that you're looking for. Find the right fit by skill and location. VAs are implementers, not strategists. If you're looking for strategy, check out the link below for my Marketing with Intention program. Save yourself time, energy, and money by duplicating yourself and giving some of those things off of your weakness list to other people who can do it better, are more excited about it, and can get it done quickly. All right, so now that I've taught you how to build your team for success, go ahead and click my next video to learn about the specific process I use when it comes to hiring a VA so you can get the help you need without costly mistakes.